Have you ever realized that people are naturally drawn to you, often sharing their personal stories despite barely knowing you? Or perhaps you find yourself waking up at the same unusual time every morning, sensing that something greater is at work. Maybe you often feel a profound inner knowing guiding you, or notice that animals and children seem unusually comfortable in your presence. These experiences are not random. They are signs that you are different, indications that you are a chosen one, uniquely set apart by God for a special purpose. God's call on your life distinguishes you, and these seemingly small yet significant signs serve as reminders of this sacred truth. In a world where so many strive to fit in, you have been called to stand out. Being different is not a burden, it is a blessing. God has designed you with a unique purpose, not to blend into the crowd, but to walk a path filled with divine intention. Each of these signs points to a deeper spiritual truth, revealing the extraordinary calling God has placed on your life. The journey of the chosen is rarely easy, but it is rich with meaning, purpose, and the assurance that God is walking alongside you every step of the way. His hand is upon you, guiding and directing your path. As we explore these 7 signs together, let them remind you of your identity in Christ's love, chosen and destined for something far beyond the ordinary. You were not created to be like everyone else. God has a far greater plan for your life. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you haven't already. One of the clearest signs that you are chosen is the way strangers feel drawn to you. Have you ever found yourself in situations where someone you barely know opens up to you, sharing their deepest concerns or seeking advice? This is no coincidence. It's God's light shining through you. People sense a comforting presence around you, even if they can't explain what it is. You radiate a peace that speaks to their hearts, drawing them closer, often without them realizing why. The Bible tells us in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." The light within you is not your own, but a reflection of God's presence. That divine light attracts those in need, people searching for comfort, wisdom, and healing. It's as if your spirit sends out a calming signal, assuring others that in your presence they are safe, seen, and loved. However, as a chosen one, it's important to recognize that not everyone who approaches you has pure intentions. Some may come to distract or derail you from your God-given purpose. This is where the gift of discernment becomes essential. God has equipped you to distinguish between those who need genuine help and those who may lead you astray. Trust the inner voice of the Holy Spirit. As the Bible advises in 1 John 4:1, "Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God." Picture this: you're standing in line at a store, and a stranger suddenly starts sharing their burdens with you. While it may seem random, it's actually a divine appointment. God placed that person in your path because He knew you had the wisdom or comfort they needed. These encounters are not accidents, they are opportunities for you to embrace your calling. God is using you as His vessel to bring light into someone's darkness. C.S. Lewis once said, "Don't shine so others can see you. Shine so that through you others can see Him. What you carry is special, something others can feel and recognize, even if they can't articulate it. You carry the light of Christ, and that light draws people like a magnet. It's not about you, it's about what God is doing through you. Let your light shine so others may see His glory through you." Another profound sign that you are set apart is your heightened intuition. Have you noticed that you can sense events before they happen, or that you have an unshakable inner knowing when others are unsure? This intuition is not just a feeling, it is a spiritual gift from God. While others may waver in uncertainty, your spirit remains aligned with God's direction. This sharp intuition enables you to navigate life with a quiet confidence that often leaves others in awe. Proverbs 3:5-6 reminds us, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. Acknowledge Him in all your ways and He will direct your paths." Your intuition is a reflection of this divine guidance, acting as a spiritual compass that leads you to the right course, even when the way forward seems uncertain. By trusting in God's guidance, you gain a perspective that transcends human reasoning. Life's challenges such as job loss, sudden changes, or unexpected trials may leave others feeling confused and overwhelmed. Yet instead of giving in to panic, you remain composed, knowing that God is always in control. Deep in your heart, you trust that He has a plan, even when circumstances seem unclear. While others may succumb to fear or despair, you hold fast to the promise of Romans 8:28, which assures us that God works all things together for the good of those who love Him. This divine intuition isn't limited to life's big moments. It often guides you in your daily decisions as well. For example, you may feel a strong inner nudge to take an alternate route to work, only to later learn you avoided an accident. Or you might meet someone new and sense immediately that they will play a meaningful role in your life. These instances are not mere coincidences, but evidence of God's hand directing you, gently whispering to your spirit through the Holy Spirit. Trust this inner voice. It is God guiding your steps. Your sharp intuition is one of the ways God communicates with you. Be attentive to these subtle prompts as they lead you along the path He has set for you. Embrace this inner guidance, allowing God to steer your journey. Your ability to deeply connect with your own emotions and those of others is another sign of your calling. Unlike many who may skim through life ignoring their feelings, you experience them deeply. This profound sensitivity enables you to empathize with others on a soul level, offering a kind of understanding and compassion that few can provide. This sensitivity is a gift from God, allowing you to see into the hearts of others and extend love and care that reflects Christ's heart. As Jesus says in Matthew 5:4, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Your sensitivity mirrors God's compassion, equipping you to bring comfort to others. Sit with them in their pain and help them find healing. It empowers you to carry others' burdens bringing peace and restoration. At times, this deep sensitivity can feel overwhelming, especially in toxic environments or around negativity, where you may absorb the emotions of those around you. This is why it's essential to take time to renew your spirit. Psalm 46:10 reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." This is an invitation to retreat into His presence, finding peace and strength in His stillness. Just as Jesus withdrew to quiet places to pray and recharge, you must also seek solitude to reconnect with God and replenish your soul. Your sensitivity also equips you with a unique ability to navigate social situations effortlessly. You can enter a room and immediately sense the emotional atmosphere, whether it is joyful, tense, or sorrowful. This allows you to respond with wisdom and grace, a skill that is one of your greatest strengths. However, it's vital to protect your heart, ensuring that you do not become weighed down by others' emotions. As C.S. Lewis said, "To love at all is to be vulnerable." While your sensitivity makes you vulnerable, it also gives you great strength. Your ability to love deeply and connect on an emotional level is a powerful reflection of God's love. Never underestimate the impact of this gift. God is using you as a vessel of His love to bring healing and comfort to those around you. Children and animals, often attuned to spiritual energy, seem naturally drawn to you. If you've noticed that they gravitate toward you, it's because your presence radiates peace and safety. They sense something in you that transcends words, a calm and compassionate spirit that brings comfort. As Jesus said in Matthew 19:14, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." Your warmth and kindness create an environment where children feel secure, a reflection of God's love shining through you. Similarly, animals sensitive to spiritual energy may approach you with ease, even if they are usually timid. This connection is a testament to the light and peace you carry within you, radiating God's love. C.S. Lewis often depicted the bond between humans and animals in his works, such as the Chronicles of Narnia, illustrating how creatures are drawn to goodness and courage. Your connection with animals and children is a reminder that your spirit reflects God's light, drawing others closer to Him. You are a beacon of love and peace, a source of safety and trust for others. Cherish this gift, as it is a powerful reminder of God's presence within you, shining for the world to see. Have you ever noticed yourself waking up between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.? Known as the spiritual hour, this time is considered sacred when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is at its thinnest. If this happens to you, it may be God calling you into a deeper communion with Him. This time of heightened spiritual awareness is an invitation to draw near to God and hear His voice clearly. In Psalm 63:1, David declares, "O God, you are my God, earnestly I seek you, my soul thirsts for you." Waking during these early hours can be a divine prompting, encouraging you to connect with God through prayer or reflection. Instead of returning to sleep, embrace this opportunity for spiritual intimacy. It is a sacred moment when God seeks to pour His peace into your heart, provide guidance, and strengthen you for the journey ahead. The stillness of the night provides a sacred opportunity for your soul to rest in God's presence, gaining clarity, wisdom, and renewal. A striking example of this is the story of Samuel in 1 Samuel 3:1-10. In the quiet of the night, young Samuel is repeatedly awakened by God's voice. Initially, he doesn't recognize it as God and assumes the priest Eli is calling him. However, Eli realizes it is the Lord and instructs Samuel to respond, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." When Samuel obeys, God reveals His plans and speaks directly into his life. Similarly, when we awaken in the middle of the night, it could be God calling us to listen. Samuel didn't ignore the repeated calls. He sought understanding and responded in obedience once he recognized God's voice. In the same way, we can view these early morning hours as moments when God invites us into deeper fellowship, calling us to be still and listen. During these quiet times, God often communicates His most profound truths, providing us with guidance and peace. Many people share that in these still hours they experience divine insight or find solutions to challenges, along with a sense of peace. The serenity of the night minimizes distractions, creating an ideal atmosphere for God to speak into our lives. If you often wake during these hours, consider it a sign of God's guidance. He's inviting you to enter His presence, open your heart, and receive His wisdom. Rather than feeling discouraged by unexpected awakenings, embrace them as divine opportunities to connect with your Creator. In these moments, God can offer comfort, unveil His plans, or remind you of His unwavering presence. Like Samuel, you too can respond, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening," and allow His peace and direction to fill your heart. From a young age, you may have felt set apart, as though you didn't fit into the mold of others around you. While many strive to blend in, you've sensed a calling to follow your unique path, even if it meant walking alone. Being different isn't a flaw, it's part of your purpose. God designed you uniquely, and that distinction is what equips you for His plans. Romans 12:2 reminds us, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Your worth doesn't stem from conforming, but from embracing who God created you to be. You've always known your path is distinct, and you're content with being different, trusting that God has set you apart for something greater than worldly pursuits. As C.S. Lewis said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." This underscores the truth that God continually leads you toward new dreams, goals, and opportunities. Don't fear taking an unfamiliar or solitary road. God's unique plan for you may defy expectations, but your willingness to embrace it shows your strength and trust in His guidance. Your journey reflects God's purpose, far surpassing anything the world can offer. Walk confidently in your calling, knowing He will lead you every step of the way. Celebrate the knowledge that you were created for something extraordinary. While many fear solitude, you've come to treasure it. Some of your most transformative moments have occurred in times of isolation. These periods aren't a punishment, they're opportunities for spiritual renewal. God often uses solitude to refine, shape, and draw us closer to Him. As David says in Psalm 62:5, "Yes, my soul, find rest in God. My hope comes from Him." In moments of stillness, you don't feel abandoned, you feel at peace, reconnecting with God and gaining clarity about your next steps. In these quiet times, God's voice is often clearest. C.S. Lewis observed, "We live, in fact, in a world starved for solitude, silence, and private, and therefore starved for meditation and true friendship." Solitude provides a space where God speaks most clearly, reminding us of His love, presence, and purpose. You flourish in isolation because you recognize that your strength comes from your relationship with God. These moments prepare you for the next phase of your journey. If these signs resonate with you, they affirm that you are one of God's chosen, set apart for a greater purpose. Whether it's your natural ability to connect with others, your intuition, or your comfort with solitude, these traits highlight your unique calling. Trust that God's plan for your life is extraordinary. Though the path may be different, He is with you at every turn, equipping you to fulfill His purpose. Embrace these signs as gifts, use them to bless others, and trust that God will guide you. If this message touches your heart, declare your trust in God by saying amen. Share this message with others to encourage them, and remember to keep trusting in His love and purpose. May His peace and blessings be with you as you walk in His calling.